Hey there, fellow wet shavers. What is going on today? Brian here with the Wet Shave Experience. Thank you for tuning in to today's video. Today's video, we are going to revisit my 1-year anniversary and my first artisan soap purchase shave. So I made my second Instagram post a year ago yesterday, which was a mail call. And then I did my first Instagram post for an artisan shave a year ago today. And what I had used was wet shaving products, Formula T Fresh Vetiver. I did not have the splash. If you saw my unboxing, which I apologize for the length of that, it just kept going. And at some point I'm just gonna power through this. I should have saved some of that for a subsequent unboxing. But anyways, I have now their splash. I didn't get it last year. This is a seasonal for them, so I missed out on it. I picked it up this year. I used my very first DE razor. This is the Merkur 34C. I do have a Bic Chrome Platinum blade in here on its third use. I used this brush, which was my first Badger brush, and this was a Edwin Jagger. I'm not even sure which Badger it is. And I know it was probably maybe 40, 50 bucks, which at the time I thought was ridiculously expensive. How my perception has changed since then. I am lathered up in my bowl. I did not have this bowl then, but this is the Formula T or tallow base. So thanks for tuning in. We're almost at 1,000 followers on Instagram. So in a year, I've almost hit 1,000. I wanted to hit 1,000. I'm like 29 short of that, but oh well. I think it's still pretty good. And WSP was my first purchase. Here we go with this shave. I don't see a lot of WSP in the shave of the days. I don't know why. I know some people don't care for the, I'm gonna adjust the camera here, it looks a little off. Don't care for the metal tins. I will say I'm indifferent. They are smaller and easier to store, I'll give them that. They do dent. You know, you try to keep them in pretty good shape, but it's impossible. It didn't come to me dented, but somehow jockeying it around in the drawer, it got dented. And this Badger brush is shedding a little bit of hair. So let's wet the face and get started. We will work through that. The kids have been playing with this brush. In fact, I found it in the bathtub area, sitting in a cup of water. I had to wash it out, and then I realized how bad it was shedding, but I had it. I was trying to recreate my first shave as close as possible. So we'll just roll with it, shedding hairs and all. I thought I was gonna go down the Badger hole brush, but then I kind of was spending money on other stuff and discovered that some of the synthetics that I subsequently bought were working just fine. I was completely happy with that, and so I decided to concentrate my funds more in the software side and the razor side. At some point, I'm sure that I will get a nice Badger brush. I do like a lot of the brushes out there. I like the Uomo brushes, or is it Oku brushes? I think it's Oku brushes that Jack and other guys are, Jack's Virtual Groom and Ken Shave 326 are all into. Scent wise, it's pretty straightforward. Fresh Vetiver. It is very, very fresh, very clean, somewhat soap-like, but in a good way. I didn't get the scent notes, but I didn't really think I needed a whole lot of scent notes with this, but very fresh, perfect for summertime. Like I said, they just came out with it. I don't know if they have any of it left. I know that the bar soap was sold out. I did, when I ordered this last Thursday or Friday, and the soap was still available at the time. But let's get in the shave. And so I'm not even sure how I chose WSP, to be honest with you, as my first artisan purchase. I think they were one of the ones that, I don't know, I found information on early on somehow, and I'm not sure exactly how that was. But, you know, those of you that have heard my story, for 3 or 4 years, I used Proraso, red, green, white, that I found at TJ Maxx, and I bought like a set. I liked it, so they had a bunch for like, they were like $3 or $4 a tub, and they had the matching balms and the pre-shave. So I just kind of stocked up, and I didn't realize at the time how long that stuff lasted. And I would actually make a tub of Proraso last me like 6 months, because I was still using a Mach 3 razor. I was actually using a Schick Hydro 5 at one point, and then I got a Schick Hydro, and my wife got me an Edwin Jagger, one of those fancier handles for the Mach 3, or the Mach 3 cartridges. And so I was using that. And so I was only doing one pass, so I didn't need a lot of lather. And so anyways, I started to run out of that stuff finally, and I was kind of looking for what I was going to try next. And you know, you start searching, and they mine your cookies, and they spy on you and all that kind of stuff. And then suddenly I'm getting ads for different things on Instagram and Facebook and you know, everything else. And WSP was one of the ones that that popped up somewhere. And I didn't know a whole lot. I still was barely discovering the hobby. And this seasonal had just come out. I think I signed up for their email list, and I don't know. Anyways, I thought, well, summer's coming, and fresh sounded good to me. And I didn't know much about scents. I didn't know anything about soaps, any of that stuff yet. So anyways, I just bought the soap, and then I made my first Instagram post. And then of course, obviously you start following things and learning. And I obviously dove in head first into the hobby, because it wasn't long before I was down the rabbit hole. So I also have their barbershop, which was also one of my first purchases. In fact, I think last year my mom gave me their barbershop and Flowers in the Dark for Father's Day from Dr. John's. And those were a couple of my first artisan purchases. All right, pass one down. This is a good soap. Like I said, I don't see a lot of WSP. I don't think it's a soap quality issue. I probably could have hydrated this a little bit more, but it's definitely a good quality soap. They have a rustic formula as well. I don't really know. The barbershop I had, I didn't realize, I think, that they had a rustic and a tallow, and I didn't really even know what the difference between a tallow-based and a vegan-based soap or non-tallow-based soap was, or that there were different kinds of soap made with different kinds of ingredients. So I think the barbershop ended up getting, not really on purpose, was the rustic, and that works just fine for me. So I think really it's more of a matter of a preference, whether you like tallow-based or vegan-based, or have a certain preference. If you don't like animal-based products or something and you want vegan, they have it. I will say it's not, the price-wise, I think they're kind of up there with a lot of other soaps. I think a lot of their soaps you can get for around $20 for 4 ounces. Some of their seasonal stuff seems to be a little bit more, 22, 23 bucks, 24 bucks for a 4 ounces. The Splash is, I think, about 25 bucks around there. So they're not the most inexpensive. They're certainly not 3, 4, 5 or Moon Soap or Sterling value soaps in terms of price. I did pick up the, if you saw the unboxing, I did pick up a sample of Old Kentucky and a sample of Gaelic Tweed, both of which smell really nice, actually. I was curious about those, and I needed to get, they had a deal, because I'm on their newsletter. They had a deal for, usually, I can't remember how much you usually have to spend to get free shipping, but they had a thing if you got a Vetiver product and you spent $35, you got free shipping. So the Splash was like 25 or 26. And so then I added the 2 samples to get to the magic 35, and I got free shipping. So I'm cheap like that, I'll do it. Anyways, but they both smell really nice. I was curious about those. I know some people, like I said, some people don't like the metal tins. I know I saw a video, I don't think it was a WSP, but like the CDB, Chris did, and he used, and it had a metal tin, and he did not like metal tins because of the denting and this and that. So I think I saw a frequently asked question on WSP site about the packaging. There we are, blooping on the counter. The metal tins, and I think their stance is, this works for us, and this is what we got. And then I don't think they're looking to change that. So I'm not sure, I didn't do a lot of research. I'm sure that they've been around for a while. They obviously have their customer base. Their seasonals seem to sell out. So, so I think what they got going for themselves is working, and that's the way it is, which I respect that. All right, third pass against the grain. The Bic blade is we used it a few times now. It's the Bic Chrome Platinum. This was, I think, one of Jack from the Virtual Groom Room's top 5 blades when he did a top blade video, I don't know, a couple months ago, 2-3 months ago now. So I wanted to try it. And I think it's a fine blade. For me personally, it's not my favorite blade. I still think for me, the Perma-Sharp or the Nasset are probably the blades that work best for me and my skin and my beard growth. I don't have particularly dense beard growth, nor do I have particularly coarse or thick beard hair. So I like my blade to be sharp enough that I don't get some tugginess, but I don't really need it to be too sharp. They kind of cut through, like I feel like I'm cutting through the weeds, but I don't need to cut through the blackberry bushes, you know? I think I got. Hopefully everybody's having a good week so far. It's a busy week for me this week with my daughter out of school now. So she's done with kindergarten. That was last week. I don't do the traditional against the grain fool's pass. I just kind of pull the hair, or pull the skin in some various directions. got a little irritation there. I nicked myself last week and it still hasn't really healed up the way it should. I would think it would have at this point, especially when I didn't shave for like 4 days. All right, then on the neck, I just kind of clean up on my third pass. I have some hairs that grow in some odd directions. And then I have this area, my jawline right here is always tough. There's like some hair that grows like right along there. See if I got it all. So it's almost like a cleanup buffing pass. It's almost like it's against the grain on my neck on my second pass, but not quite. So I don't know. I don't follow the rules completely. As CDB likes to say, it's your shave, do it your way. So that's what I'm doing. All right, I'm gonna rinse the face. And I feel a missed spot around my mustache area there. I'm gonna try to pick that up. There we go. All right, much better. All right, let's finish rinsing. It's gonna be hot here again. It's supposed to get to 100 this weekend, which is, like I said yesterday when I was talking about the weather, for the Willamette Valley, that is super hot. I mean, I grew up in the Los Angeles area, so I mean, I'm not, I grew up used to that kind of weather in the summer, but I think I've grown accustomed to the milder weather up here. All right, so this is their splash. It's made with alcohol, witch hazel, fragrance, glycerin, allantoin. So they got so they have their, I think they have their standard bottle. So I think what they do is, this is called their made to order. So if you're doing something out of their main line, I guess, like their seasonals, they just use these, I don't want to say generic, but common labels, and then they just write on them what they are. So, all right, let's give it a go. All right, very fresh. I can smell the witch hazel. Very fresh and green. Very nice. Not quite as crisp as the soap, I guess, if I were gonna say that. A little bit more of the earthiness of the Vetiver, I think, in the splash, but still smells really nice. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. 1 year on Instagram, 1 year into the artisan soap and DE wet shaving, traditional wet shaving hobby. And here I am, who would have thought, on YouTube, but here I am. So hopefully you enjoyed the video today. Thanks for tuning in. And if you like what you saw, hit that like button. If this is the first time you watch a video from me, consider subscribing below. I really appreciate it. Those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. And those of you that have been here for a while, thanks for the continued support. And I'll see you soon on the channel. Have a great day.